this nigga. You gon' respect this lava. I'm shooting it if I pull it, boy. Make sure you want this drama. I bring it to you like it's Law and Order SVU. Turn you to a vegetable, now you look good inside a soup. Family come from Bishopville, but I grew up in that Bronx zoo where they shoot you dead in the street and then dance all on top of you. And I do what I gotta do to make a dollar.
What's good? It's Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark-Skinned Ambassador, with a special video today. We're gonna call this Bronx History / Rikers Island Stories. Explain to the people who we got right now on the stream.
Yeah, this is OG Rug, Eastside 4 Trade Gangster Crip from the Bronx, Patterson Projects, 143rd between Morris and 3rd, all day.
All right, excellent. First off, I want to say thank you, my brother, for being a part of this. You didn't have to do this. I took a shot in the dark. I was like, I like this brother's, I like his attitude. When I seen you on the homie Mag Means channel, and I was like, I'm gonna just reach out to this brother to see if I could do something that I didn't get the chance to do before. So I thank you, appreciate you.
No problem.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Okay, so you are a Crip. You've been a Crip for a while. I wanted to know if you could break down the history of Cripping in the Bronx. Pretty much, it's pretty much documented about, you know, how the blood started in the Bronx and what hoods and things of that nature. So as much detail as you could give, you know, what is the beginning? When did Cripping in the Bronx start?
To my knowledge, probably when it comes to sets, whole entire sets, 9, 7, 9, 8, when it was sets out there. Because the Rolling 30s moved into the Bronx coming out of Harlem with D-Rock and B-Boy. And they've been out since probably like 94, 95 or something like that in Harlem. But they started migrating. The Rolling 30s ended up in the Bronx. When I first got into it, it was Hoover. I was Hoover first.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, 98, 99, 2000, Rolling 30s, Hoovers. And because it wasn't no real trades yet. It wasn't no 80s out. You know what I'm saying? No up rollers, was no 60s, 90s, 40s. It was mainly like Hoovers and Rolling 30s.
Okay, understood. Now, did you say what were some of the first couple hoods in the Bronx that started turning Crip?
The projects?
Yeah, projects, streets, hoods, whatever. Like
Mitchell projects, Marhaven projects. Marhaven projects was a little weird because they were blood first, but this Chad O came through and turned them all Rolling 30. Mitchell's was all Rolling 30. Then I would go up to the west side, University Ave. You had some Rolling 30s and some Hoovers over there. Then you go to not Gun Hill Road, one of them hills, man. I forgot right now, but it was some Hoovers up there. At that time, it was 159 Hoover and 59 Hoover. But that's to the length of my knowledge, because I wasn't in every hood in the Bronx like that. But those hoods I was definitely in, and they was Cripping over there.
Okay, understood. What would you say is currently right now the biggest Crip block or projects in the Bronx?
In the Bronx, I'm gonna say Mitchels, because Mitchels is like the only projects I know that was Crip through and through.
Yeah.
From back in the 99, 98 to now. Only thing they did, they switched. They went from Rollins no, they was 8 tray first. They was 8 tray first. They was Rolling 30, then they turned 8 tray, and now they Rolling 60s.
Okay.
That's the only thing they did. They just changed their setup or whatever. I guess whatever, the original wasn't sanctioned or something, so they said they got to switch whatever happened. But they've been Crip through and through with Mitchels.
Okay, so Cripping in the Bronx started basically in the late 90s with the first couple people who had the influence coming from Harlem, like you said. What age were you when all this was starting to happen?
I was probably like 21, 22, something like that.
Okay, well, you already, you younger than you look. You younger than you look. I thought you was gonna be like, man, I was like 6. Black don't crack for real, my nigga. Word,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
word, bro, word, bro. You know what I mean? So, well, that's good because now you can have a real opinion when I ask you, what was it like being that young, but also a young man, and seeing the transition from how the streets of New York used to be before heavy blooding and cripping to where now you becoming a young man and cripping is becoming a thing. What was it like watching that? Like, could you describe some of the differences that was starting to occur?
All right. So I got to take you back, get an understanding of my emotional state because
Yeah.
introduced to a Crip when I was incredibly young, like in 1989. I was introduced to Crip. A relative came through from California,
Okay.
and he said, "This is what we." I was like, "All right, that's what we doing."
Mm-hmm.
So from that age, you know, I was involved with all manner of things. You know, growing up in the Bronx, you was 5%
Yeah.
of Muslim music, whatever. It was whatever's going on in your hood, you was with it. But when he introduced me to that, that became something I embraced. I didn't have a lot of knowledge yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I get arrested. I get booked in 1994. This one I'm going upstate. So now there's Bloods. I was just me and him. I never knew no other Crip except me and him since like 89 back then. It was just me and him. That was it. No set, nothing. So by the time I go up north, the Bloods is all over the place. So I experienced all types of things dealing with them, and I can't even get the commissary or the mess hall safely type of thing. So when I finally get home, and now the neighborhoods have tons of Crips in them, it was elating because being up north, you don't see no Crips.
Mm-hmm.
They probably there, but some hiding, some
Mm-hmm.
already shot. They in IPC or whatever the case may be. So now this is my first time when I'm back in the Bronx. I'm around 40, 50, 60 Crips. So it was elating for me. And it was a lot of unity. It wasn't no in-house set tripping yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was incredibly happy. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling this.
Okay. 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 Good. So that makes a lot of sense. You know, before you even got into it, you already had some type of respect and reverence for it because you were introduced to it through someone who you had love for. That makes sense. I understand. I understand that. Okay, so you in the Bronx now. You starting the Crip. Before we get into detail about being a Crip and being in Rikers Island and being up north, what was it like coming up in the Bronx and now it's Crips over here, it's Bloods over there? Was it a situation where did you ever find yourself in maybe situations where you might have been cool with somebody when y'all were young, but then you grow up, now he's on the other side and you on the opposing side, and now y'all can't be cool no more. Y'all might have had the fight or whatever. What was it like moving around in the Bronx and cripping?
I didn't see it too much. If I'm like, I'm gonna say I got my own jurisdiction, the South Bronx. You know what I'm saying? 138th, 143rd, 156. I think I probably really stopped at like 161st Street. I go other places, but that's not my jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
So if I bump into a Blood outside of there, then it's lit. But in my own hood, surprisingly, it worked out well. It never was too many issues. Like a lot of the people who turned Blood was in my crib before, and they didn't switch. They didn't switch. They stayed the same person. We sized each other up like, oh yeah, yeah. But then we could still pop a bottle or something,
Mm-hmm.
some bud or something, and it was nothing. And a lot of stuff got deaded because the young dudes. Now, mind you, I was like 22, 23. You had the younger dudes from my neighborhood, my actual projects, Madison. They like 17. They don't really know me. I just came home from a stretch. They don't really know me. They feeling themselves. They got their little grips and all of that. So we done had little altercations. Nothing. It never got physical though.
Mm-hmm.
It got physical, but because it's other people like my bro Bolo, Nitty, they blood,
Mm-hmm.
we still tight. So we was able to iron all of that out, and we still to this day, like it's mad Stonies in my block. I go to the hood, I'm chilling with Stonies and East Coast Crips at the same time. Like it's just mad peace. The only thing that's complicated is when you get to the other product. Right across the street is Marhaven.
Mm-hmm.
And Patterson sometimes go at it.
Yeah.
So the Crips in Marhaven never respected the Bloods in my projects. So that was more of a problem because I do respect the Bloods in my projects. And then you happen to be Crip, like, and I hang with you, like, I'm not trying to see you come over here and do nothing to my projects. I don't care
Yeah.
about projects. So that was more complicated. Same thing with Mitch, beefing with Marhaven Patterson. So I mess with the Hellbound dudes out there. They don't like certain dudes on my projects, but this is my project. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the color line was like null and void to me. It's going to be more about respect. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cat, like if I'm there, it's going to be but if y'all catch each other, y'all handle. That's what it is with. But nah, it really didn't happen too often.
Okay. All right. You know what? I respect that because I'm from the Cortland area, right? And everybody knows Cortland is pretty much all blood. And but there's also, a couple Crips, you know. And some of these niggas is some of the toughest niggas in the hood, and it's the same way. It's love. Niggas will jump niggas together,
Correct.
shoot at niggas together, get bitches together. And the fact that one person is blood and another person is Crip never means nothing. Like the Crip would be outside around a bunch of bloods, have all his beads on, you know what I'm saying, mess around, have his flag on, but it's still love, like that's the homie. We grew up with him. That's how I always seen him move, like I never seen a blood versus a Crip thing. Like where I come from. I never seen that. Cause aside from Bloods and Crips, it's always gonna be like your projects first, your block first.
Yes, yes.
We gotta look out for each other. We gotta protect each other. Any issues we have, we deal with that amongst each other, but it ain't because of no red or no blue. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand what you're saying there.
And it's crazy sorry to cut you off like that.
It's cool.
That Portland thing. And that's a whole nother dynamic with me. Because my younger years, I grew up in Jackson Projects, 301.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the history of Patterson, Cortland, like a lot of people can't even go to Cortland if you're from Patterson.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
I have the benefit of being, DJ Kim, that's my cousin, Molly BX, Wild Child, rest in peace, came from my building.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? These are people I grew up with. I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From a baby. So I could still go over there. It's cool. Or my bro Hassan used to come over to Patterson.
Uh-huh.
He good. I don't care where he from. That's my bro. So it was a lot of dynamics where it was a lot of peace. It get hectic sometimes, but
yeah. Ultimately, what I found out, growing up in the streets is real gonna recognize real at some point. Real gonna recognize real, and once real recognize real, all that other shit, like it don't really matter. It really don't. There's always gonna be certain dudes who could go certain places from one area, and other dudes from that same area can't go there. But it's just because they just official like that.
Yeah.
They just official like that, you know what I mean? But moving on.